Hey, you. How's it going?
It's going. So what is today?
June 21st. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's the first day of summer 2025.
It is. It's solstice today. And tomorrow night, we're supposed to get possibly snow and 32-degree weather. So
Yeah, I think it's like 34 or 36 tonight. High of 55 today.
not nice, but a little bit of sun. So anyway, we're prepping. You can see our beans are coming up. These are different squashes and things. Cucumbers here.
Beans.
That one's all Brussels sprouts because apparently
Bubbies.
this year we like Brussels sprouts, and then all the leaves and residual stuff.
And we planted extra too.
Yeah, and the chickens actually love all that stuff. So we're covering up the fragile stuff, just to protect it, because there could always be random hailstorms at this point too. So we'll get these all on our hoops, and then they'll stay on all summer, because in the fall we use them then to close things up. But it's just easier to do it now. We've had a shit ton of rain. Oh my gosh, so much rain. It's amazing. That's why things are actually a little yellowed. Too much water right now. I don't know if you see this rain barrel here is full. That was just from yesterday and last night.
See the water there.
All of our IBC tanks, the 3 big ones are full. The big green one is about maybe a third left to go in the top there, quarter, I don't know. But if we pump out all the rain barrels, they're all like full now and overflowing. If we pump 2 or 3 of those into that, that'll be full, and everything's full. And then we'll start using the rest of the rain barrels first. But we are in good shape this year, thank goodness. No hauling water from the creek and stuff. So we'll get these on, and then we're gonna get the green covers out and get them all ready to go. And I guess we'll finish that part when we film the end, and we'll go from there. So that's what we're doing. And I got my sexy going.
You really do.
Too sexy for my boots. So we started in 2 flannels.
That is forever immortalized on YouTube.
I know. We started with 2 flannels, and since we're working now, we're a little bit warmer, so it's not too bad. But I think it's like 42 right now or something like that.
Something like it was a high 55 today, and it's like noon already. So
I cleaned out the wood stove because I know we'll probably have to have a fire this evening sitting around, and definitely tomorrow night. If it gets down to 32, we'll probably have a fire. So let's just keep plugging.
I know. So my pajamas, I have out pajama pants and pajama shorts.
And
like,
we just keep rotating.
yeah, it's just like I don't know what weather dependent on what I'm gonna do today.
Exactly, but things are beautiful and green right now. Like, it's gorgeous. In another month, it'll just all be dried up, because in Montana the sun stays out till 10 o'clock and it burns everything. I would say we're pretty much through the rainy season per se. We might get a stray thunderstorm here and there, and like I said, possible hail.
Always possible hail.
Always possible hail. So, but our water's in good shape this year. The greenhouse is all planted too. So we got our lettuce and our spinach and our carrots and another zucchini plant. I always put a zucchini plant in there because then we can have zucchini long into the fall.
Not long zucchini, just zucchini for a long period of time.
And the rhubarb's doing great. The tomato, or the potatoes are sprouting up, and the onions are up as well.
I know.
So,
I'm hoping your mom's visit is going to coincide with like rhubarb picking.
Yeah.
I have my eye on a strawberry rhubarb vanilla custard pie thing I want to make.
Right. And I just want to make a point right now. Oh, we bought 3 new blueberry plants yesterday when we were in Missoula. I want to make a point right now. With everything that we're growing, it's still not enough per se for Katrina and I to make it all the way through the winter.
No,
The beans will can, and we'll probably get 2 cases of beans out of that, which is nice to have for the winter.
Well, yeah, like we'll pick beans, we'll eat them, and then we'll still have a bunch to can.
Yeah, and then some of the squashes and stuff, like butternut squash and spaghetti squash, they will last. They'll keep through the winter in the closet, just in a dark area. But like cucumbers are pretty much use them and go. You can't really freeze them. You can make pickles out of them and stuff, which you do. The Brussels sprouts are good because we can freeze those.
Yep, and the Brussels sprouts take till like the fall before they're ready.
Right.
But that broccoli We'll eat some, we'll freeze some,
Yep.
but it's definitely not, that's not enough broccoli to make it through the winter.
Right, and even all the carrots that I plant in the greenhouse, it's not enough. These are all our herbs and garlic.
Garlic this year.
Oregano, I bought some more this year so I could dry this because we were getting low on this in our dried supply.
But you didn't get any thyme, did you?
What?
You didn't get any thyme?
Yeah, we have some.
Oh, do we? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want us to be out of time.
But like berry plants. So this one's doing really well. Blackberries. This one struggled this winter, but it is coming in from the bottom, so I'll cut the dead stuff off. But this won't produce a ton of berries, like not enough to freeze and stuff like that. It's just enough to enjoy
Yep.
during the summer. These are blueberries, but like I said, we bought 3 more. We're going to put them over there. The basil, I'll dry that. We'll get a couple eggplants, but you can't freeze them. Like they're, you know.
Use them or lose them.
Yep. Peas. So 2 rows of peas, and then our strawberries. We pretty much eat these as we go. I guess we could freeze them if we really
But
wanted to.
it's really not enough. Like we get
Yeah.
enough to snack on, and
Our asparagus is enough to graze on, you know, in the spring and early summer when it's perfect. And then our raspberries, we do get quite a few raspberries, but we kind of eat them and go. So when you talk about planting gardens to sustain 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, a family, you got to put in a lot of stuff to really sustain.
yeah. I mean, I convinced you this year we didn't really need to make spaghetti sauce this year, so I convinced
Still in
you
good shape. Less
to
tomatoes.
less tomatoes, and I actually went with a little cherry tomatoes. I mean, with the sun we have here, it just, the tomatoes really seem to struggle.
Yeah, yeah. So we only put 5 in. We usually put 10 or 12 in, and 2 peppers. The peppers we can freeze; those are fine.
And those are really just for me.
I don't eat them as much as Katrina. But our potatoes, the yield of potatoes is just enough to like get us through the winter. But so when you talk about gardening on a homestead, you have to plant a lot of stuff to actually sustain and make it for any period of time. And in Montana, the biggest issue is water, right? So we talked about our solar batteries, and we just had to replace them because our well pump draws so much energy. We have another well head out here that I'm going to try to experiment with this year and set up a solar panel and maybe try to figure out how to put a hand pump on there for additional water. But because we harvested so much water and we always have the option of the creek and hauling water, we're okay. But if you're on a homestead in Montana and you don't have access to water, or you don't catch all your rainwater, you're in trouble. Like, you're in trouble. You can't grow anything because you don't have the water. So there's a lot.
I know, but you look at this garden and how much we plant.
It's big and you think it's abundant, right? It's not going to yield a huge amount.
No, I mean, it's enough to get us through the summer, and like you reviewed, some stuff gets us through the winter. Like the potatoes, you don't have potatoes during the summer, right? You harvest those once, and then we have them.
So
But
the potatoes, the onions, and any of the squashes, like the spaghetti squash and the butternut squash,
right.
that stuff will winter over. And then the stuff that we do can, and then some stuff that we freeze. And you know, it's great and it's all good, but when you talk about like really running a homestead and harvesting enough food off of that homestead, it's difficult. Like, it's difficult. So, and as you all know, a lot of work went into this, getting our beds set up. It's starting to sprinkle on me right now.
I know, I felt it.
You know, but the pear trees, they're not going to be mature and give us fruit for years yet. You know, it's just not going to happen.
The fig tree from your mom, though, we're gonna get at least 3 figs off of it.
Right, but that's inside. Because we did an experiment. We tried 2 fig trees outside, and they have not made it. They have not wintered over and made it. So we were not successful with that. So there's a lot that goes into it when people think, oh, I'm just going to go live off grid and I'm going to homestead.
I'm gonna plant a garden.
If you don't have access to water in Montana and the day is so long, you can't do it. You can't do it. And to get the yield of stuff that you need, it's a lot of stuff you have to plant to make it. Anyway, just tips from the homesteaders. Anyway, we're going to keep going, get this done so we are set and ready for cold weather tonight, possible snow tomorrow, and cold weather tomorrow night. So we got a boogie. All right, good talking, y'all. Cheers from the homestead. Love you. See you. Bye.